Hello my fashion lovers, welcome to today's tutorial. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you the simplest method of cutting a princess bust, that princess bustier. This video is very suitable for beginners. Please, if you have any question, ask in the comment section. Let's begin. We are going to start by getting the length. The length I'm working with is 17 inches, but I'm going to be using 19 inches. That is 2 inches sewing allowance. We're going to mark it out. Now you're going to take your bust point, that is from your shoulder to where your nipple is, that is where your bust point is, and your shoulder to under bust, and your shoulder to waist. Now you're going to take your nipple to nipple measurements. The one I'm working with is 7 inches plus half inch sewing allowance. That is 8 inches. You divide it by 2. And what I have here is 4. When I divide it by 2, I have 4. And I'm going to take my shoulder. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 19 inches. You divide it by 2. Divide your shoulder by 2. And come down by 1 inch. That is your shoulder slope. And take your chest line armhole measurements. Another way you can use to get your chest line is by dividing, that is the length of your armhole, dividing your shoulder by 2. And I'm taking the neck measurement, I'm taking 5 by 3. 5 by 3, that is the width is 5 and the length is 3. You're going to connect your shoulder slope to your neck, to the neckline. Now you're going to take your dart. I'll be taking 1 inch on both sides. 1 inch on both sides. And on the bust points, I forgot to mark, to label it, chest line, bust points, under bust and the waist. On the bust point, go up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch to avoid pointiness around your bustier. You're going to connect the 1 inch bustier dart, 1 inch dart that you marked from the under bust to the waist. You're going to use your curve to connect from the upper part to the under bust. Now you're going to get your bust measurement divided by 4. Bust divided by 4. What I have here is 10 inches. And you're going to find the middle. Find the middle point and mark it. If you don't do something like this, you're going to have shortage on your armhole. And you're going to come in by half inch. Come in by half inch and connect. On both sides, you'll be taking out 1 inch darts on both sides, and you're connected back to the bust point. And now you're going to extend the 2 inches you removed from both sides. You're going to extend it To avoid shortage on the armhole, we're going to extend it. And now you're going to take the full body measurements. The full body measurement divided by 4 plus the 2 that you're taking away plus your sewing allowance. On the underbust, you're going to divide your underbust by 4. The 2 dots you're going to take out, make sure you add it. You add it plus your sewing allowance. You're going to do same to the waistline. And you're going to connect your lines. Connect your armhole parts. And that is the simplest method you can use to cut your princess dart bustier. Now we're going to cut. Make sure you cross-check your measurements before you cut. Cut out your darts. This is what you're going to have after cutting. And with this, you're going to use it to cut your main fabric. Your main fabric is going to be on fold if you're drafting on pattern paper. Now we are taking the back. The only measurements we need for the back is just the length, the chest line, and the waistline for the back. This is your basic bodice, the back basic bodice. The length you are working with is 19. That is what I just marked now. You take out your zip allowance. I'm taking 1 inch, depending on what you want to use. Now you're going to take your neck, your shoulder measurements. The same shoulder measurement for the front. That is what you have input at the back. And also your 1 inch shoulder slope. Your 1 inch shoulder slope. And mark your armhole line. The armhole line I'm working with is 9 inches. Now you're going to take the same width neckline you took as of the back. That is the same you're going to take. You take from the front, the same neck width. That is what you're going to take at the front and at the back. Connect it to the zipper allowance and connect your shoulder slope. Now I'm going to take my darts. I'll take my darts. That is the nipple to nipple measurement. That is what I'm using for my darts. You take 1 inch at the waistline, take ½ inch on both sides and connect. And now you take your body measurement divided by 4, your bust divided by 4, plus your sewing allowance. On the waist, you're going to take your waist measurement divided by 4, plus your sewing allowance. You add the 1 inch, that, then you put your sewing allowance and you connect. You get the middle of the armhole and connect. We're going to cut. Now this is for the back. Make sure that your folding is always, your pattern is always on fold. Even if your pattern is not on fold, when you're marking on the fabric, you put it on fold. Now we're going to cut the breast pad. We're going to cut the breast pad. I'm using this soft wadding. They call it wadding in Nigeria. I'm using this soft wadding for the breast pad. You're going to take your side pattern and you're going to place it on the bust. It will start from your under bust. Your padding is starting from the under bust. You're starting from the under bust. On the bust points, you're going to mark 5 inches. On the bust point, you take 5 inches because you don't want your wadding to get to the armhole. Then you're going to connect it down to the under bust. Connect it down to the markings you made, connect it down to the underbust. Make sure you cross check and notch where your underbust and bust points is. Make sure you notch it so that when you're putting it on your fabric, you won't have any mistake. Notch your bust points. Connect to the underbust and cut. So this is what you have. This is what you have for the two sides. This is what you have for the two sides. And you're going to place it at the wrong side. Can you see it's matching? Place it at the wrong side. And use your iron to iron it down. Now we're going to cut the middle parts. For the middle parts, you're going to be stopping at the underbust. Underbust. Take from the starting from the underbust. You're going, you take the length. I'll be taking 7 inches. Or where your armhole, you can stop where your the cutout dart is. That is from the shoulder line. I'll be taking 6 inches. Where that point is, you cut it out. Please, if you have not subscribed at this moment, please subscribe, click on the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a new video, and please like and share my video. Thank you. Now, after cutting it down, you're going to gum it. Go ahead and gum it. You take the shiny part where the gum is, gum it down, take it to your machine, start sewing from the down part. You sew from the down part. The two sides. Take it to the machine and sew the both sides. And when you're sewing, please follow the curve. Follow the curve lines. And after sewing, this is what you will have. You open it up, iron it, use your half-inch sewing allowance to sew it, open it up and iron it very well. Open up the seam allowance and iron it very well. And this is what you have. The same way you sew this, the front, that is the same way you're going to sew the lining. Whatever you do to the main fabric, you're going to do to the lining. Use it and turn the sides and the neckline. And also the back. You use lining to turn your back parts. Use lining to turn the back part. Join it together, take your darts, join it together and use the sewing allowance to left to join the two sides together. This is where we'll be stopping for today. Please, if you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Just using your sewing allowance, take your measurements and stitch. Thank you.